Hello and welcome to LELB Society, an online learning community that can help you to learn English academically. Visit us at lelb.net to have access to a lot of services. If you plan to take the IELTS and TOEFL exams and improve your speaking ability in English, you can attend our IELTS and TOEFL speaking practice classes online. The good news is that they are free for all. Join our online community at lelb.net to attend and enjoy our free conversation classes in English. Alright, this session we are talking about dealing with death, such a very realistic topic to talk about. So let's focus on the first question as usual from me. Okay, the question says, argue for and against this statement. Fear of death could be a motivating factor in life. And even Fatima, you have responded to that in a written format, but I want you to express your own idea orally here. So you just argued for this statement. So could you please express your idea in a couple of minutes?
Yeah. I think, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
I think this is the one of the most important reality. So we should pay much attention to it because it is real. It will happen definitely. So I think it's very important, and I believe with this I agree with this statement because as I said, this can be can have a role of deadline for our life. So after this we won't live anymore in this world. So we should we should live our life. By thinking about this, we can know the value of life and seek for doing valuable things in our world and try to avoid useless things and know the value of everything.
You mean that if you consider some limits to our lifespan, if it is limited, we would let's say construe or understand the real value of that, and we do our best to get the most out of it.
Yeah, because the time is very limited and it won't repeat again. So we should know its value.
That's right. Yes. Okay, convincing enough. Thank you very much. From it's all about the photo scanning exercise. So, Vahid, can you hear me? Okay, Fatima, what's your idea about the photo scanning, let's say, exercise? Do you think that she is suffering from the early death of her daughter?
Yeah, I think she has a very deep sorrow about her daughter. And
how can you prove it?
She's very unhappy. Her face shows that, and I think she feels.
Your voice is not clear.
And she feels homesick for her child.
She's missing her child so much. So could you please go into the details about the or let's say on her face to show that she is really missing her.
Yes. Yes. And I think her face shows this.
Yes, but it is
The
so
way
general to say her face shows it.
the way of her looking and the messy hair, and
Yes.
so the position of her face, I think, shows that.
Let me. Okay, question number 4. Let me see. Question number 4 again from Zohreb. What can we do when we are going through a difficult time? Well, it's not to the point, so we cannot focus on this question. Going through difficult times may concern some other points, for example, financial problems, not necessarily the death of a loved person. So it's not relevant. So question number 5 from Fatima. How much attention should we pay to our death? Very good question. It's all about the intensity of our death phobia. So Fatima, choose one of the participants, please.
I ask Sasan.
Okay. So Sasan, please. My idea, I think thinking about death, and also even to some extent being afraid of that, can give me a lot of motivation. It motivates me, as Fatima also said. So Fatima and I have the same idea. Vahid almost has actually something in between, but I think that even I did not copy that let's say thought or idea from any other person. Even actually it was with me from early childhood, to be honest. And later on I noticed that some other people like Steve Jobs and even actually Bill Gates and some others have had the same idea, or Bill Gates has the same idea and Steve had the same idea. And if you take that or follow this perspective or ideology, you think that, for example, you live in a way that this day is the last day of your life, so you do your best to get the most out of it, to be really productive. And again, actually you set goals as if you live for another, let's say, century. So from that point of view, you can just understand the main value of life, which is a very great blessing from God, and that golden opportunity that could be given to others apart from you. Well, from that point of view, I think life, the concept, the value of life is more just treasured. But if you are, in my idea, if you are obsessed with it, you will become pessimistic. You just focus on the process of aging. For example, the number of hairs on your head that grow, let's say, white or gray, and you are so, let's say, phobic about it, and that is not, let's say, good, or it is so extreme. Well, okay.
Can I
Yes,
say something?
yes, Baid.
But about having opposing idea about your opposing idea.
Okay, why not?
idea. Let's say about the Steve Jobs and the other famous guy. I don't.
Question number 6 from Fatima again. Imagine the world without death. How would it look like? How would it look like, Fatima? Because look like is a phrasal verb that means resemble, and you do not need to just press or place be before that. Is that clear?
Yes. So my question is wrong. It,
Grammatically wrong.
yeah.
I just responded to that. Can you see
Yes.
there?
Yes.
Yeah. How would it look like?
Can't
Okay.
say how would it be looking like. We
No,
can't
no.
say.
Because look like is a phrasal verb, and you cannot put be before a phrasal verb, and actually the voice of that is active. If you put be before that, it must be passive, not active. And actually it's not, you do not need to just make it passive, because it has an active interpretation.
Thank you.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, you're welcome. So Fatima, please choose.
I ask Fahid
Okay,
answer.
sure. Wahid is not responding. Unimaginable, because if there is life and there is no death, first of all, actually they just complete each other, and as Sasan said, we need to just pass away, in order to make room for the next generation. Otherwise, actually, the resources are limited, and we cannot just use up everything for the sake of ours. And if it happens, it means that actually the next generation will not have enough necessities and facilities and resources in order to survive. That is completely a violation of universal laws. So it is actually clear, self-clear and self-explanatory. And from that point of view, I think that death is not that negative, that we make it, or let's say just produce some negative and pejorative and horrifying images of death. It's not that horrifying, I suppose. It is one of the most integral and basic principles of life. Life without death means nothing, and death without life means nothing either. Yes, Sasan?
Yes, I think this sorry. I think this gives some meaning to the life. So you can define life or living. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The negative point is that when you think about death, when you get older and older, you lose some of your energy. That's the negative point that I hate.
Well, actually, Sasan, if you do not think about death, you will still lose a lot of energy, because it is based on physical, let's say, rules and principles in life.
I would like to stay young forever,
Well, that's impossible, to be realistic. It's not.
It's imaginary.
Yeah, it's not possible, to be honest, and we cannot deceive ourselves. Even right now, you are getting older and older, 1 second again, actually one after another, seconds one after another. So this is the process of aging. We are aging right now, even at the time of speaking, and that's life. That's why I think that it's very important for us to be very selective, to be very scrupulous about the passage of time, about doing whatever that is absolutely required, and actually to stay happy, because I think that there is a very close positive correlation between happiness and actually priorities in life, doing the most important thing actually, and putting it let's say prioritize it and putting it first. And in so doing, I think we can be in the happiest moment. All right.
Yes.
Even actually having relationships, having a lot of money, being affluent are not comparable. to the process of actually getting things done that require the most, let's say, immediacy and attention, and using your time in the best way, having time management skills at your disposal. Okay, this is my idea. I don't want to impose my ideas on you.
Can I add something?
Yes, if it is relevant.
Yeah, of course it's
Sure.
relevant.
We are talking on question number 6.
Okay, I'm thinking about I wanted to talk about your speech. Okay, what was the question? I had a disconnection.
Well, imagine the world without death. How would it look like?
Okay, it would be great, I think, and we would get older and older, and you know.
Is it great to be older and older?
Yeah, of course it's great. You know, at least you know that you have time. You can do many things. Do many things. Try everything in your life, and you know you can.
Decrepit.
For example, whatever you want, whatever you wanna do, you can do in that period.
Well, first of all, actually, it is just an imaginary situation, because in reality, it does not exist. And second of all, I think that actually, when you just get old, or let's say older and older, you are susceptible to some diseases. You will become decrepit, senile. You will experience some sort of Alzheimer's disease. And actually, I have seen some people, some of my relatives, who begged for death, to be honest, who begged for death, who wished to die, but they couldn't, because they couldn't just commit suicide, because of the fact that actually they had an excruciating pain in their body, and they were so old, and actually they had experienced the death of their. So, Fatima, please respond to question number 8. How does being rich affect the fear of death?
I don't see any relevance between
Any
rich
relevance?
between rich and this.
Well, as a matter of fact, I do see a lot of let's say relevant points between them.
Unless if we have rich, we live more comfortable. We use our richness and our money to do a lot of valuable things. In that situation, we can benefit from this.
I want you to think about it in just 10 seconds. The question is so profound, so deep. There is a very close relationship between richness, affluence, and actually fear of death. Just use 10 seconds in order to see if you can come up with any other reason. Absolutely, but let Fatima.
The fear of losing money.
Yeah, because as Sasan just gave us this clue, the richer you are, the harder it will be for you to leave this world, because you are in affluence, you are comfortable, you have a lot of, let's say, belongings, let's say properties, you have real estate, you have let's say stretches of land, so you have many things, and it would be to some extent, generally speaking, very difficult for you to just say goodbye to all of them.
Yes, but some rich people are very generous and very kind. They're living very humanistically. So such people won't think about richness and money as the only thing that they have. They
Yes,
just
but
use their money.
those such people are in minority, I think. the,
Yeah.
the majority of cases, actually, the rich do not like to just put everything behind and just go
No,
to.
for example,
Mhm,
some rich people are not happy, and
mhm,
they aren't satisfied with their life. Some of them even commit some suicide.
I think even if they are not happy in their life, but they have a really powerful feelings towards their belongings, their belongings.
mhm. Well, I agree with Sasan, as a matter of fact, because my idea, as Sasan said, when you accumulate a lot of money into, let's say, uh, material belongings and properties, because of the fact that you have put a lot of effort in order to accumulate that richness, it's going to be really difficult for you to just leave them for others, even if actually those others are your descendants, your children. So it's not that easy, as a matter of fact.
I
Maybe.
think it depends on the personality.
Yeah, it
Because if
depends.
we aren't using that properties, so
Hmm.
they are what they are for what? Why we have them?
Hmm.
We aren't using them,
Yeah.
so we
Again,
don't need them.
unfortunately, there is something between your mouth and microphone. The same problem. Um,
Yeah.
I think
okay.
Fatima is really rich and she's jealous.
Yeah, I hope so. And also, uh, her materialistic position does not affect negatively the concept of death, as she explained.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, uh, as far as I have perceived from my environment, those who are rich, generally speaking, there are always some exceptions. Generally speaking, uh, they the concept of death is more, let's say, bitter to them, and they maybe actually they show that they are not afraid, or they pretend, but in reality, well, I don't think that that is the case.
So being rich is negative.
Uh, no, here we in relation to the concept of death, actually, it has some negative consequences. So I didn't say that being rich is negative. It is very good. It is so positive. Yeah.
You can give your money to us.
Whom are you talking about?
Fatima.
Okay. Yeah.
I I believe in the things which are more powerful than being rich.
So what is that? Spiritually,
Yeah, humanity and
spirituality.
kind,
Mm.
being humanistic, having humanistic view.
Well, you need to be rich in order to be rich enough to be spiritually rich. Hungry people cannot be spiritual. I believe so. According to the hierarchy of needs proposed by Dr. Abraham Maslow, uh, your basic needs should be satisfied and met in order to move forward, in order to go up the ladder of actualization and self-actualization. So you cannot expect a person who is poor to act normally, because actually he or she does not receive enough nutrition and nutritive materials. So it's very complicated, but I don't think that. First of all, you need to be rich enough, not too rich.
Yeah. And just satisfying our basic needs is nothing which require much money. At the average,
Yes.
money is
Yeah,
enough.
rich enough in order to
Yes.
afford actually the necessities of life. Thank you for your listening. I'm Dr. Hariri, and I can help you to improve your English academically in preparation for the IELTS and TOEFL exam. Here you can see my contact information, including my telephone number, Skype ID, and also website address at lelb.net, and in the footer area of the website you can have all the other necessary contact information in order to stay in touch with me. Thank you and have a great time.